Hello, everybody. I hope you are all well. Whether you are with me live, whether you're watching a little bit later on because you're busy, you're working, you're doing lunch, give me a thumbs up and pop me a note in the comments so I know you were present with me. So, we're getting in the swing of these Wednesday bead-alongs, and the idea is you can either sit and just have a chat with me, have your cup of tea or coffee, or you can craft along or bead along with me with the same project or something different. I know sometimes it's a little bit more tricky for people to concentrate and watch at the same time. Whatever floats your boat, but whichever way, thank you for your company. And we are going to have a look and see what materials we're going to use today. I am just going to pull up a banner just to show you where you can find all the materials for today. If you buy on Facebook, you can just send me a message and just let me know that you want this, this, and this added to your current order. No problem at all. So I'm going to just keep that up there for a little while I just go on the overhead and we'll have a little look. Right, let's just zoom me out a little bit. So these are the materials I've chosen for today. We have some flat cone ends. We have some focal beads, glass lampwork beads. I think I'm going to use all of these, but I may not. It just depends. We've got some 5x6 rainbow crystals in grey and 5x6 just sort of straight crystals. Then we've got some 4x3 and I've got some hematite as well. We've got tigertail, a large lobster clasp, crimp beads, an extended clasp, and 0.6mm wire. So what I've got in my mind is that we're actually going to do a multi-strand necklace. We're going to have the cone ends about here and a beaded section. So that is the idea that I've got in my mind, and I hope it works out that way. Hello, Sue. Sue, thank you for joining. If you're also with us, don't be shy. Do pop us a note in the comments. Right, bear with. Now we need to go this way. Oh, I can't get used to being mirror reversed. Right, let's move these bits out of the way. We need to get in a bit closer as well, don't we? So that you can actually see what I'm doing. Now, to begin with, so let's put these bits and pieces out the way. I'm going to start with the rainbow crystal rondelles. And we are going to work with the 0.6mm wire. Now you can use an eye pin if you want to. This is an eye pin, but I find that the little gap in the eye pin, often the tigertail finds its way through that. That's why I'm not using it. Right, let's just bring that across a little bit. So first of all, we're going to do a wire wrap loop, and I'll try and explain it all as we're going along. So we're just going to, I've cut a 3-inch piece of 0.6mm wire. I'm just making a very small loop there so that it actually fits inside of our cone end. Then we're going to get some chain nose pliers and just wrap that around a few times. And then we're going to cut the tail end off. Now what's going to happen is this is going to go up inside here. So we will have all of the strands connected, so that will stop it from going in. And then we'll have this bit here and then the beaded section. another beaded section. So I've worked out that I want my necklace to be 28 inches long. And I want this back section to be 8 inches from the middle of my neck either side. So that means that I've got roughly a 12-inch length of beaded section to work with. So stay with me and let's see it hopefully metamorphosize. So I have cut 14-inch length of tigertail. I've got a crimp bead on, and I am just going to pop that through the wire wrapped hole, the wire wrap loop that we've done, and go back down again to secure that. Still not close enough, are we? Hello, Francis. She can't get in from Facebook, so got on with YouTube. Oh, is there a problem on Facebook? Hopefully it's all okay. But glad you're here. So I'm just going to push that up a little bit more. And squeeze that. Now, what I just need to make sure as well is that these beads actually sit comfortably at the end of the cone. I'm probably not making any sense at all. We might need some smaller beads. No, I think that will be okay. That's where it's going to sit. Okay, so I'm going to create a plain strand of these crystal rondelles for about a 12-inch length. But let me know, are you just watching with your cup of tea, or are you beading along with me at the moment? Sue and Francis, what are you doing? Are you just chilling out, or are you beading along? Right, I'm going to just move some of these bits out the way because we have a bit of a messy mat. I'm not liking the messy mat. Let's just bring some more of these crystals out. Whoops! Obviously, you can use whichever beads you want to, but I think it's always nice to know what I am using so that you can quite easily go in and have a little look and order them if you wish. So that's what I'm trying to do on the website, is to pop all the links on there. That's the easiest place for me to do it, and the most central place as well. So both Sue and Francis are watching from YouTube. Does that mean that there is a problem with the Facebook today? I wonder. Let's have a little look. Just going to take a quick look in the Facebook page. Oh no, it doesn't seem to be going, does it? How bizarre. Events happening now. How bizarre. Right. Let me see if I can put, bear with me. I'm just going to see if I can find the link to share on our page. I won't be a moment. Bit slow because I'm broadcasting live. View my channel, live. Well, at least one of them's going live anyway. Okay, share, copy, okie dokie. Thank you for your patience. Switching through all these screens just takes time. Right. Okay, nearly there. Hopefully other folk can join us. It's good that we've got the other backup, isn't it? Right, there we go. So Francis is about to begin. Patrick, through a bead embroidery phase, kept saying that you'd be going live soon. Oh, how bizarre. Sue is just chilling with a cuppa, couldn't get on Facebook. Maybe Facebook's down with lives. That's a possibility, isn't it? Never mind, we're here. We're here. Right. I better pick up, hadn't I? Get a shimmy on. Francis is coming to raid my seed bead collection tomorrow. No problem. Right. I thought it was unusual, the fact that we hadn't got, because normally we have about 11 or 12 people during the live, and I thought it was a bit strange. Right. That is 8. Right, we just need to take into account the cone ends as well. So 9. 3 more inches. Aren't these lovely? They're so sparkly. But thank you for all of those of you that joined with the auction. All of your orders that were paid for were sent out yesterday, apart from those of you that I'm giving them to you directly, maybe for the Beading Social. Eight, 9, 10, whoops, 11, just a little bit more. And I can't decide whether or not I'm going to put a bit of a twist on the beads as well. Right. Handy to have a tape measure at the ready. Right, I think I am happy with that. Just going to add a couple more. Hello, Annette. Annette, did you have problems on Facebook as well? It doesn't seem to be doing the live stream today. Not sure why. Right, so we need to create another wire wrap loop the other side. So I've cut a 3-inch piece. about 1 inch from the side, just going to make a small loop, then going to grab it the one end and do a wire wrap. And then trim that off. And then we're just going to, yes, you couldn't find me. How bizarre. Sorry about that, folks. And then, oh, we've all of a sudden gone up. We've got more people joining us. How lovely. I think you've all come over from Facebook. And then we're just going to pop the tigertail back through the crimp bead and through a couple of beads. So for those of you that are just joining, we are making a multi-strand necklace using the cone ends, and I will put up the link in a moment as to where you can find the list of materials. Oh, we're up to 9 now. Brilliant. Welcome, everybody. So just to recap, I am doing a 12-inch multi-strand element, which is going to have these cone ends on there with a single beaded section and that bit there. So it's going to be 28 inches in length, but the full beaded section is going to be 12 inches or thereabouts. So please, whether you're joining me a little bit later, please do pop me a note in the comments so I know you are with me. And we're just adding the tiger tail through the crimp bead. And then the next strand, I think I'm going to do this smaller one next, which is your 4x3 electroplate or half electroplated crystals. Do you know, I might cheat a little bit. Have you ever done this where you keep, it probably won't work now, where you keep hold of the strand that it's on, the beads, and you just thread back through? It's very good. It saves you having to pick them all up. Hello, handcrafted by me. I think that's Maxine. Lovely to have you join. This is a very quick way. So you just cut a bit of the thread, the temporary thread that it's on, and go back through the beads. But whilst you're on here or afterwards, is if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my YouTube channel, and also if you're not already, if you can land on my website beadsbyvachil.co.uk, could you please subscribe to my newsletter as well, because I am trying to keep everybody updated with it. So this is the link to find all the materials for today. And as I mentioned earlier, if you prefer to buy on Facebook, which I know a lot of you do, just I know a couple of you screenshot what you'd like and I just add it in for you. Anybody else use this slightly cheaty method? Right, just trying to find my place where you can see. And I'm just lying these side by side so that you can actually gauge the length as well. So Maxine and Annette and anybody else who's joining us at the moment, what are you up to at the moment? Are you just having a cup? Are you having your lunch? Do you have a project? And if you're not working on anything at the moment during the live, what projects have you got on the go at the moment? And have you done any of the projects from the Beadalong or the Thursday tutorial time? Would love to know. Right, I did something really silly then and I took it off the thread. Definitely a lot quicker going through the thread than off. These are such pretty little beads. I'm hoping with these colours that we can actually blend them in quite well, and the fact that they're quite neutral colours to go with everything as well. Whoops. Right, I'm just comparing lengths on this. One more. Now, I am going to pop some sellotape on the end while I actually decide how I want the necklace. Bear with, because I can't quite make my mind up whether or not I want a scoopy necklace. And by that, what I mean, not a technical term, by that, what I mean is, do I want it so that the rows sit into each other? Or do I want it so that I can wrap them all and they're all a bit sort of twisted around each other? So until I can actually decide, I'm just going to put a bit of sellotape on there and see. Right, let's just tidy this up a little bit. How are we doing for time? Oh, we've got loads of time. Are any of you actually using the resources on YouTube? And I'm really interested to know, do you go back onto YouTube to watch things, or do you go back onto Facebook, or do you use both? Right, I need some more crimp beads because they seem to have taken flight. Always like to put the lid back on my crimp bead box so the inevitable doesn't happen. Right, now I'm going to add another row. And squeeze that. Also, just going to do a little double check to make sure that those sit. Oh, that's okay. Whoops, where are you? There you go. That's quite nice. Based on that, I'm kind of edging towards having them sat underneath each other, but let's have a look. So Maxine says she uses both, but more YouTube. Well, that's really interesting to know, you know, sort of what you find easier. I'm going to do a bit cheeky thing and just thread back through this. Annette is having lunch. Anything nice, Annette? And doing crystal art. Do you know, I've never done any crystal art, but it looks very relaxing. This is hematite. This is hematite oblongs. So Frances says she usually watches on YouTube purely by habit, but use other things. I guess Facebook would be more of my go-to first. And that's, you know, it's knowing where to find it all as well, isn't it? That's what I like about YouTube. Cheese sandwich. Can't beat a cheese sandwich. We're going out for afternoon cream tea over the weekend because it's Mom's birthday. And so rather looking forward to that. And we went, didn't we, Francis? We went for Christmas, didn't we? We had a team meeting. No, it wasn't a team meeting. It was our little bit of down tools time out. This is coming together a little bit quicker than I thought, which I think is probably down to the fact that I'm just threading that section back through. Are any of you actually wondering what the heck am I making? Because, you know, because I don't have a sample, because obviously this is a completely impulse make. Not impulse make, because I do put preparation into it. I just prepare, like I've mentioned to you before, I just prepare a few sketches. Before you make the necklace, please could you show us what the twisted style would look like? Good shout. Yes. I don't know myself, but we'll give it a go. Right. We just need to have a look. So all I'm doing here is I'm just putting some sellotape on the end. I just want to make sure that by doing another row that it's not going to make it really bulky. Oh no, I think we definitely get another row out of that look. There's definitely room for another row. 2 or 3 strand necklace. I think it might be a bit more. Yes, we need another cream tea meeting very soon. Who doesn't love a cream tea? And don't forget, we've got our cream tea social meetup as well, which is not very far away. 22nd of March. Right, so the last one I'm going to do is they almost don't look any different, but they're slightly different shades. One has got an AB coat on it, a rainbow coat, and the other is just like a just a normal finish on it. There we go. But I'm kind of hoping, like I say, that this is, with it being, they call it monochrome, with it being quite monochrome, I'm hoping that it will go with sort of most outfits, really. So like I say, this is a 12-inch section that I wanted to create for the first part of the necklace. So if you look at me on the top screen, that's where I want it to be at the front, and then we'll have a single section going up towards the back of the neck. But these cone ends, These cone ends are really lovely and decorative. You can use them with so many things. You could use them with kumihimo, you can use them with mala necklaces, you can use them with making tassels, so many different things. And I think we did chain tassels as well a few weeks ago. Right, let's have a wee look. I'm just trying to tuck the tail in. You can obviously trim them off if you want to. Right, maybe another one. Oh, thank you. Francis saying, please, would you wish Mum a very happy birthday from all of us in the group? We hope she has a very happy day. Thank you, I will do. Will do. Right, okay. Let me just come off the overhead a second. So this is what we've got. I've got all of these little scrappy bits at the bottom. And so what I would do is pop that one end, which is rather nice. So you could have sort of it cascading, but actually fitting it so that it sort of slots in, if that makes any sense at all. The other way you can do it is to twist them round each other like this. Which is also very nice. I'm kind of liking that look too. Not sure. I like them both. Let me know which is your preference. And then I would attach each one of these separately, the other end, to try and keep it in place like that. So I will wait for the feedback from you to see what you think. Liking the twist? Anybody else liking the twist? I just wait and see your thoughts, but they do actually blend in really quite well. How about you, Maxine, Annette, Sue? A twist. We're going to do a twist. Okay, right. I need to go back on the overhead. I think I might cut some of these tails off because they're a bit of a pain. They're a bit of a pain in getting the necklace to sit properly. Let's make sure I don't cut into the other bit. Right, let's do one at a time, shall we? Make sure that's tight at one end. And sometimes what you might need to do is to just actually add extra beads to some of the tails. Right, I am going to secure one end first of all, because I think it's going to help it to sit better. And what I'm going to do is pop that glass bead just above it, make it nice and tight, and do a wire wrapped loop like so. I'm just going to do a few more twists so that it makes that bead nice and tight. Trim off the excess and just tidy that up a bit so there's no excess wire sticking out. So do take your time with it. Would it work to sort of plait it together before securing? I suppose you could, but you'd create something quite different with a plait. You could do that, but I don't really like the finish on that. But you know, sort of experiment between you. You know, and do share it in our groups. What I might do, if I got something I can pin it with on the mat. There we go. Actually, not bad at all in terms of the same length. So just do one at a time so that they don't all unravel. Okay. Yeah, no worries. You've got to try these things. Right, let's go back. Sorry. I'm off screen. Right. Just trying to get this nice and tight. Squeeze that. Sorry. Off again. Let me just move down so that you can see what I'm doing. Right, okay, let's do the next one, which is the hematite. And again, I'm just popping that through the crimp bead and a few extra beads. Let's make sure you don't have any gaps. Trim off the excess wire, and then let's just wrap this one around. Can't get the sellotape off my fingers. And so this is the wire wrap loop that we created. Just fit them where it feels comfortable to do so. Does that make sense? So whichever side. The crimp bead's just gone the wrong way. Right, let's pop that through there. So it is a little bit fiddly, but not majorly so. That's the last one on those strands. And then I'm going to add, where's my other cone end? There we are. Add the other cone end. Make sure they sit relatively flat. Pop the bead on there, and then we're going to do another wire wrap loop. So we're just going round one side of the pliers and we're wrapping underneath that, doing a few wraps just to tighten up that bead. And then the last little bit is just to add the single section along the back, which will be 8 inches. So I'm just going to have a look, see what I've got left. Right, I am inclined to grab another one of these, of those strands. In fact, I'm going to get one of the rondelles, just in case any of you want to buy any of those small rondelles. I won't use up another strand. Okay, the last little bit. So we've got our sectional part there, and our last little bit is going to be actually adding the single chain around the back and your clasps as well. Okay, well, it's turned out as planned. So far, so good. Crimp bead on, add that tiger tail through the wire wrap loop at the top of the bead and go back through. Let's tighten that up, squidge it. Right, make use of the ones we've already got. Cheaty method. But I just think that would look so lovely against winter, spring or summer wardrobe. Now, if you're like me and you're not a black person, I'm not black. I love the grey tones, and the nice thing is with the black lampwork beads is they've got lots of other colours in them as well. So it's sparkly, it's uplifting, and you can just pick colours that tone. And also, everything's sticking to me. Also, I completely lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me in a bit. I was going to say also, I don't know what I was going to say. There we go. I've actually used the larger clasps on this one as well. Slightly larger lobster clasp. Right, let me just check this. Oh, I quite like that length actually. Maybe a few more. I think I'm going to make it slightly shorter, but I will give you the final length on it. Right, so where are we at? I had larger lobster clasp, crimp bead through the lobster clasp, through the hole in the lobster clasp, and pull that tight. Make sure all your tails are tucked in. Squeeze. And we're bang on time as well, which is good. Okay, so that's one end. And then let's just get rid of all of these scraggy bits. And then we'll just do the other end. Get some more tiger tail. Oh, that's a bit scrappy tiger tail. Bear with. It's getting to the end of my tiger tail reel. It's always a bit curlier. Right. Crimp bead on through the top of that one. I've also got in the website as well, I've got some plain larger hole beads as well, metal ones. So you don't necessarily have to use like the lampwork if you don't want to. Right, where are we? Just a quick billy whiz down there. I'm glad you like it. I think I'll probably be wearing this. I do like it. Now, next Thursday, we don't have, well, we've got a Facebook Live tutorial tomorrow, which is another necklace, but this time it's with seed beads. But next Thursday, we don't have a live tutorial, only on the Wednesday, because I'll be travelling back from Jewellery Maker. I'll have to leave about 4:30, 4:45. Well, I'll be up then, maybe not have left just then. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is to actually go to bed when I get back. So I won't be doing a live tutorial next Thursday. Okay, nearly there. Just going to add on the extender clasp. Squeeze the crimp bead. Now, finishing touch. I've got a ball head pin. I'm going to actually make a little dropper for the back, cut about 1 centimetre from the end of the bead, turn it at a right angle, loop-de-loop back, and then open that up, add it onto the end of your extender. Right, let's have a look. Let's just zone out a bit, shall we? Okay, let's plonk those over there. So there we go. There's our necklace. So you've got the multi-strand beaded section, you've got the single-stranded section with a nice little bit of detail on there as well. I'm just going to measure it and then I'm going to try it on and show you. Let's measure, shall we? I'll measure without the extender. Oh, I wasn't that far off. Oh, I've done 27 inches roughly. So let's go on off the overhead and have a little look. Let me take this one off. So there we go. You know, it's quite a boutiquey. I think it's quite a boutiquey looking necklace. There's a nice bit of weight to it. So I can have it there, or with the extender, you can have it a little bit longer. I think that's quite a good, hang on, there we go. It's my lefts and my rights while I'm online. And let's pop it on one of the display busts as well, so that you can see what it looks like. We need one of the taller busts, don't we? From last week. Whoops! I'm chucking everything everywhere. Okay, I like that. I really, really like that. It sits well on those cone ends. I think these focal beads add something to it as well. Where are we? There we go. And yeah, I mean, you don't even have to have it that long. You can still have it normal length if you want to. So yeah, really happy with that. Look, quite nice. I don't wear roll neck jumpers because I'm very super hot all of the time. But that would look quite nice, wouldn't it, on a plain jumper as well. So France said, like the shorter twisted section, saves a little on beads too if you're running a bit short. Absolutely. Fantastic, says Maxine. Thank you. Hello, Stacey. Good morning. She's just got up and we'll have to watch on the replay. No problem, but lovely to have you pop in and join us. You all take care. I'm going to love you and leave you now. Have a go at making it. Do make sure that you share any of your makes in our Beaders group, Beaders of Beads by Vachil. Just a reminder that that's where you can find all the materials that I've used today. So if you're thinking, what size did she use? What did she use for that? All the links are there. I think that's it. Gonna love you and leave you. Have a good afternoon. See you very soon.